Okay, welcome everybody and happy June. This is our first Monday chat in June. And we've got about 23 people and more coming on every minute. Welcome to the Monday morning Live Younger community chat. This is an opportunity for us to come together as our awesome community. One of the many reasons we love this business is community. So we welcome all of you. Those of you that have been with us for months and those of you that are just joining us maybe for the first time. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm going to give the little ground rules for these chats. And that is that when we share our testimonials, our stories, we don't use disease names, okay? We stick with symptoms only because the LifeWave products do not claim to treat or prevent or heal any disease. So we're going to stay compliant and just use symptoms only. And so when you have a testimonial or a question, please raise your hand. There's an icon at the bottom of the screen where you can raise your hand, or you can just wave and maybe I'll see you. Or you can go off mute and just start talking. But it's best if you can raise your hand and then I'll see you and I'll call on you. So we're going to open it up. Who has a story, a testimonial, a question? Everything is welcome. So who would like to start? Okay, of course. Our star Kay. Yes, Kay, go ahead and unmute yourself, my dear. You're muted. You're still muted, Kay.
All right, I finally figured it out. Sorry.
There you go. I like your background.
Thank you. Beautiful day up here in Flagstaff. 42 degrees for those of you who are roasting on the East Coast. So I received a testimonial yesterday that I'm going to read directly off the email from my friend Gloria, who's now had the patches for a week. She said, today I forgot to patch up in the morning, so I decided to just have a day of rest. But I felt very agitated and unsure of myself as I was cooking in the kitchen. I didn't feel like myself and was lacking confidence like I used to. I felt I was going to have a meltdown. Tony, her partner, had a patch from the day before that we had forgotten to put on the dog, so he suggested putting it on me. I said, well, we can try it. He put it on with a Band-Aid so it would stick, and within 30 minutes, I felt like myself again. Tony said he could see it in my face because I looked so distressed. It was the X39 and Eon patch that we used. So I thought that was very important to share because I don't think a lot of people realize how the Eon patch particularly can calm you down if you're having a big problem with emotions. I've had that experience myself as well, so I wanted to share it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kay. Yes, Jennifer's giving a thumbs up. Yes, many of us have had the wonderful experience with Eon. Calming the nervous system, calming the brain. Thank you, Kay. Okay, we have Satsunder and then Mary and then Mike. So go ahead, Satsunder. Okay. Unmute. Okay.
I have two testimonials, one for myself and one for a friend. For myself, I was just in Oregon and in Northern California, and we were swimming in a river up there. And as I got out of the river, and there's a bunch of rocks on the side of the river, as I was standing up, a little snake went by and it startled me, and I fell down, landed on my left knee, and then I also stopped the fall with my right hand. And on the base of the hand, it was throbbing and all that. And for about an hour and a half, because my patches were buried inside my luggage. And then as soon as I got to my starting place, to my final place, put a patch on my knee and on my hand, and this was the Eon patch. And again, within 15 minutes, all the throbbing was gone, etc. And the knee felt better. And then one of my friends, who initially bought a month's supply of X39, he said, well, I just don't want to be spending $100 a month for it. So he stopped doing it. And then he called me up, and this was about 6 months later. He says, you know, when I was using the patches, I was remodeling my house, and I can't believe how much energy I had. And I don't know why I wasn't equating the two things together. So he said, I'm going to start up on them again. So he did. And then he was suffering from, he's 69 years old. He was suffering from some dizzy. Every time he would stand up, he'd have dizzy spells and things like that. And within a couple of weeks getting back on the X39, completely went away. And he goes, and I feel 20 years younger. And he says, I'm never going to be without them. So that was pretty good.
So $3 or $4 a day is a small price to pay, right? You realize that, right, Satsunder? Yay!
Amen.
What a great story. I'm glad you're feeling better after your fall. That's awesome.
It wasn't that bad, but it was just nice to just get rid of those symptoms.
Yay, thanks, Satsunder. All right, Mary, you're up. If you want to unmute yourself.
Okay, my feet burn so bad. I don't even have to be walking on them and my feet are hurting. And I thought, well, put a ice wave on them. And as soon as I did, it was like calm and peace and my feet felt good. That's my testimonial.
Oh, I love that. It's so simple and so easy. You did
Yeah.
a left on a tan on the left and a white on the right foot, right?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
right on the side of my foot below my little toe. So I had to do the same thing on the right side, which was a little hard to get to because I'm not bending very well these days. But that was just so wonderful. It really
Yay.
day. I also have a question. I don't see my sister on here, but she was wondering if she could use Nirvana or Eon with her agitated 9-year-old grandson now and then.
Nirvana or Eon.
Mhm.
I don't know if anyone has had experience with that. I know the patches are safe, perfectly safe to use on children. Basically, what I've heard from the doctors is that as long as the child can talk and like say how they're feeling, like give you feedback, it's fine to use a patch on them. But does anyone have anything to say about those two patches in particular? And
So
what's go
you
ahead.
said Eon, and what was the other one?
Nirvana.
Nirvana. I would start out and try just Eon and see how that does. And I think you'll have some great results. That should be wonderful. And you might want to have fun with them and put it in a hat. But you don't need to just put it on them. It's really been very effective for other people.
I think I've heard on on this call people talking about or someone talking about a child that was kind of having a rough time, just on a regular basis, and that the Nirvana really calmed them down and kind of brought them more into a more emotional
Zen state,
balance. Mhm. Yeah.
more of a Zen
Zen
state.
state. Yes, into a Zen state.
My daughter was very, very distraught this weekend. And so I says, here, put a Nirvana on. And she said about an hour or so later, oh, I think that is helping me. But I didn't know if I could say that to my sister for her grandson.
Mhm. Totally fine for children.
But I did tell her that.
Okay, good.
Okay, wonderful, Mary. We have a lot of hands up today. Wow, lots of participation. Okay, Kathleen, you're next, and then Tammy.
Yes, I always wear slippers in the house because I'm constantly crashing my toes into things if I don't wear them. And I did that a week or so ago, and again, another broken little toe. So I put the ice wave on, and immediately the pain was gone, and I had to put, fresh ice wave on for about 3 days. And the swelling was totally down, no black and blue after 3 days. It was wonderful. But what I learned from it was I also have burning feet like Mary Page does. And I went, why am I not using these on my feet on a regular basis? So I put underneath, and I can't remember what acupuncture point it is right now, but your feet have underneath, they have sort of a V in the lines of them. I put it right in the middle of that, left and right. And I am so thrilled with the results. No burning in the feet. It's just wonderful. And right up my ankles. I was having trouble with my feet and ankles. gone. Wonderful.
Oh, Kathleen, it's beautiful. We love those stories. Is it, I think it's kidney 1. Is it right below the ball of the foot? Kidney
Yes,
1?
yes,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Just wasn't bringing it right now.
Yeah, kidney 1. Yep, I have my ice waves on those right now, as a matter
Right.
of fact. Beautiful. Thanks, Kathleen.
Mhm.
Okay, Kay, and then Mike, and then Zena.
I had a question and forgot to ask it. The same gal that gave me the testimonial noted when she went to nitty gritty patches and patching protocol, that on Eon, it says rotate through locations using Eon 5 to 7 days a week. She asked me why you should rotate through locations, and I wonder if anyone knows why it's written that way.
Wow, I've never seen that actually. Robin or Helen or Gregory, do any of you know answer to that?
This is Karen. One of the reasons that David says to rotate is so that if your skin gets a little sensitive, if you wear it in the same place every day, and then perhaps this is a sort of a guess, is sometimes you can feel a little bit more effect depending on where it is. So when you rotate it, you can get sort of an idea where it might work the best also. Other than that, no big mystery, I don't think.
Karen?
Yes?
I said thank you. Thank you for
Oh,
answering.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, Mike, and then Zena.
Yeah, hi, everybody. I'm a relatively new distributor, and might be a silly question, but how accurate do you have to be with the patch placement right on the indicated point? Because like when I do the one on my back, I miss it sometimes, and I'm wondering, do I have to remove it and replace it, or just how extremely accurate do you have to be?
That's not a poor or a stupid question or anything. That's an excellent question, especially for new people. It's like, oh my gosh, these diagrams say this point and they're related to acupuncture points. And what if I don't have it on the right point? And if there's an acupuncturist on the call, they want to speak up. But from what I've heard from David, the patches work systemically. So you can experiment and play with them, and they're very forgiving. Right, Robin? So I think that it's not a really big deal. Does anyone else have a comment to make to Mike? Let's clarify that a little bit more.
I'll chime in. It depends on the patch. Like with Ice Wave, location can make a big difference. It's not so particular on acupuncture points as some of the other patches are. You want to get it to the pain spot, so you want to play around with them. But on some of them, close is good, but it's like when you're doing SP6 and you run up your ankle and you find that tender spot. See what kind of results you get, but some patches are more significant than others. We know X39, you can put it anywhere, and stem cells have this innate wisdom. They're going to find where they need to go. Those little guys are looking for work, and they're looking for inflammation and where there's damaged cells, and they're going to operate in what's most important based on what's most life-threatening. So try different locations. I don't think, like Michelle, you are great. It's not as important to be so exact, except I think the pain is really important, and their guidelines, but they will make a difference by, the systemic points on C7 and the Dantian. They go systemically through your body so quickly, and those are just really significant points. So yes and no is my answer.
And Robin, you were saying about the pain, and Mike, if you're having back pain, if anyone's having back pain, it's kind of hard sometimes to reach the tan patch onto the exact point of pain because you're reaching back so it's good to get help. It's good to ask someone to place the patches for you if it's in a spot you can't reach on your back.
One other quick question regarding all the I'm slowly learning. Do we have a big chart that shows the front and the back and all points are where the recommended places are and stuff?
Great question. It's in Nitty Gritty 101 under patches.
Under patches.
Yeah, and thank you,
Geez.
Wendy, because Wendy created and put them all together for us, and it's a 4-page document, and it goes through each patch.
Perfect. I'll look for it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to dig through all the stuff. There's so much great stuff out there. It's amazing. Now that I'm getting more and more into it, my uplines really helped me with where to go. But I'm going, wow, there's
And take it one bite at a time, Mike, and Nitty Gritty 101 will become your best friend, because most everything that we want to know is on there. So just go through the patch section, go through to the distributor section, always go to what's new, because God bless Judy. She just has this joy about making it better and better. And if anyone has ideas, reach out to her, and she's happy to make some changes and additions and tweaks, as she always does.
you guys. Appreciate it.
We're having a hard time hearing you, Mike. I don't know what happened to your, oh, you're on mute now. Okay,
I
thanks,
just
Mike.
said thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome,
Bye-bye.
Mike. Welcome to the community. All right, Zena.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning.
Good. So a week ago Thursday, I was doing dishes and oops, broke a glass and oops, cut myself. I didn't actually even realize I cut myself. I did such a good job. I just noticed that the water changed color. Anyway, turns out that I needed 5 stitches in my thumb and 5 stitches in my index finger. So I've taken pictures all along because I can't wait to see how it's going to be in another month or 2. But in the interim, I didn't use any pain medication. I went to the hospital with all kinds of patches on my hand. And I spoke with Judy and said, I'm kind of a wimp. Can I wear them like constantly? And she kind of gave me permission to do that for a couple of days. Don't do it forever, but yep, during this time. So I'm using my hands. Everything seems to be good, but I just wanted to sort of give you an update.
When did that happen, Zena? When did you cut?
Go Thursday.
Oh,
go
okay.
Thursday. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. What are you using? Which patches?
I used 2 sets of actually, what I did this week is you put a brown ice wave here, an X39 on this finger because it's the worst, and then I put the white one for the the ice wave here. But at the time, I did like all around it, X39, Eon, what I mean? I went in and he never took any of them off, which was great. It was my first time for stitches, guys, so I was really scared. But it didn't hurt, so it was awesome.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome story. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Kathleen and Mike, I don't know if you have another question. Your hand is, Kathleen, did you have another question? Because your hand's still up. Did you have another question?
I wanted to promote Nitty Gritty 101 also, because I finally am using it, bad me, but I'm finally using it and I love it. And I found the protocol for the hat. It's in that same group of patches explanation, the hat protocol or the memory or the mind, however you want to use it. But that's where it is, exactly what you need if you haven't found that.
Thank you, Kathleen. Yes, I actually have a customer who has very unusual symptoms going on right now. And I suggested the hat protocol, and I sent that to her. I sent the document to her. So it's good to know where these things are. And Nitty Gritty is a fabulous resource. If you haven't already figured that out, it's a great place to go first. Okay, are there any other questions or testimonials? We have time for maybe one more if anyone else wants to share.
I've got a testimonial. Oh, let's have Tammy go first.
Tammy, go ahead, Tammy. Oh, unmute.
Hi, good morning.
There you go.
I think I'm ready.
Good morning.
Good morning. I want to first thank Kay. On one of the calls, she mentioned for lower back pain, the acupuncture on like the side of your foot. And so Kay, it works wonderful for lower back pain. So I wanted to thank her for that. I have a question. So I'm a cyclist. Spend a lot of time with my hands absorbing vibration. Currently, I went on a mountain bike ride, and after an adjustment, I I am still experiencing a lot of tightness in one side of my neck and didn't know if anyone has any suggestions of where to place. I've tried all different ice wave places currently on it. I've got Eon, X39. I keep throwing new things on it to see if I can stop the pain. Don't know if there's another acupuncture point that's that hidden gem like Kay had for lower back pain.
That is a great question. I'm going to throw it out to the community. Does anyone have any other ideas?
I'd recommend Eon right on the painful spot for sure.
Okay.
And as long as somebody was using the foot for low back pain, there's points on your big toe for the neck.
Big toe.
Yeah, if you've tried everything else.
I have not tried the big toe. Good.
Yeah, right at the base.
The base of it.
Mhm.
Mhm. The base of the big toe where it joins the foot.
Well, thank you. I'll put that on right now.
You know, something we don't talk about a lot is the energy enhancer patch on kidney 1, because that based on, you know, that kind of movement that you've had and the stress on your neck, increasing the energy flow might help move it through too. So you might want to try it. Put
Thank you so much.
you know, energy enhancer on kidney 1 or any of the other spots. That might help too.
Thank you.
Great.
You're welcome, Tammy. Okay, one more question or a testimonial from Michael.
Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going?
Good, Michael.
Good.
Welcome.
So I have a couple, and they're very exciting. One's myself. So I use the energy enhancer, I use the X39, and I use carnosine for working out. My workouts are unbelievable. I'm lifting more weight than I have in probably 15 years. Not taking any supplements. Like I used to take a lot of workout supplements, pre-workout, post-workout. I'm not doing any of that crap anymore. And I'm just using the patches. And I can't believe my stamina endurance at the gym. It blows my mind. On another one, I have a friend that her dad, my best friend Kathleen, her dad is having both of his hips replaced. Been in immense pain, cannot walk, hasn't been able to drive for months. He got on the X39 and LifeWave patch. And for the first time in a long time, he was able to walk up the stairs like a normal person. And he called her the other day and was like, "You're not going to believe what I did." He goes, "I just drove the car," because he hasn't been able to lift his legs. So that was super exciting for him. He just had his surgery and he's on the patches. So I haven't heard how he's doing post-op, but that was super exciting. One last one, and sorry for hogging, guys. My mom got on the SP6. She's been losing weight and she just came to a plateau. Her first week on the SP6, she dropped 5 pounds all of a sudden. So it was pretty incredible for her. She was excited. My question is with the SP6, if someone's on hormone replacement, does anybody have experience of using the SP6 with hormone replacement? And is there anything I should be aware of to let people know?
I do.
Oh.
I've been doing bioidentical hormone replacement for 10 years and there's no problem whatsoever. I use SP6. I don't think there's any contraindication. So.
Gotcha.
Same
Awesome.
here.
Does anyone else have a thought? Anne Marie?
Yeah, I've been doing the hormone bioidentical for probably 10 years. I wear SP6 just about every day. I love it.
And have you guys noticed that, does it change the how much you've been taking, like on your hormones, on what you've been doing?
No, I've stayed the same.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
Michael, what patches were you using for the workout?
Energy enhancer, X39, and the carnosine.
Carnosine.
Great, thanks.
So I will say this, I was noticing just on the X39 some dramatic differences in my workouts. So I enhanced them with the energy enhancer and carnosine.
Great.
And just a pitch for Vibrant Living. We have so many wonderful testimonials here. Please share them on Vibrant Living. Got some great ones. So, all right. So I'm going to turn it over to Robin and Gregory for any announcements.
All right. Well, Gregory's gone. He went for a pulmonary test. And I just want to address what you just said. Victoria, thank you for the reminder. We are starting a new contest today for stories that create the greatest engagement on Vibrant Living. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Vibrant Living, in the newsletter, it's got the link, vibrantlivingfb.com is the way to get in there. And when you share your story, videos work great, visuals work great. Details, no mention of the exact company name or product, but you can say patches, you can say light therapy, as we're giving away sleeves of X39 for the next, all through the summer. So please go there, share your story if you'd like a free sleeve of X39. And
Robin, oh,
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
It's Helen. I was just going to say, yeah, 2 nights ago, somebody commented on a post I had put up, which was a really weird skin tag that had grown, and X39 on the C7. Within a couple of weeks, it was completely gone. So there was a before and after picture, and this person was like, "Well, what are these patches?" So what happens is the administrators of that site, we always are looking and going through it so that you can hook up the person who invited the person who questions you about the patch, and then you get back to them. And it turned out to be BJ. So that was pretty fun. So BJ has a new distributor out of Australia. So I wanted to share that success story. And so that's how it works, and the cool part is that, if you're just sharing your stories or so few people, there's not as many stories as look at all of us today. There's 45 of us and there's, thousands of us. So the more stories that we share, we can all utilize each other's stories and help a lot more people. So that's what it's all about. So
Thank you, Helen. That's a great reminder. Yeah, building our business. Thank you.
Yeah. And the reason we're rewarding people with patches is for stories with engagement is just what Helen said. And it's what has us think about, oh, I want to share with so-and-so and so-and-so, because remember, stories sell and information tells. And so we want your stories in Live Younger and Vibrant Living Facebook groups where you can earn a free sleeve. We also want to hear them on the Tuesday night call. And I'm getting pretty direct about this. If you have a story, you want to raise your hand on tomorrow night's call. If you have a question, write it in the chat, because that's where I'm going from here. And we want to hear your stories because they're so amazing. Like today, fabulous job. I have one more story and then I'm going to talk about tonight. I got a text from one of our distributors and a friend in Hawaii, and she got a spider bite from a poisonous spider, very dangerous, by her eye. And she sent me a picture of it and it was nasty. It was nasty. And people said, you need to go to ER. And she didn't want to do that. She didn't want to go on drugs. So she started patching, and 7 hours later, it was dramatically better. The intense redness and swelling was gone. She used X39 and glutathione on it. She was so relieved. Drink a lot of water if something like that happens. If anything happens to the skin, any kind of bite or something, glutathione is amazing. Not only will it enhance your immune system, but it'll clean out the toxins from whatever has happened, which needs to happen. So she's thrilled, and I'll have her put the pictures up because they're pretty dramatic. And then Trisha Smith, I think a lot of you saw her cat pictures. The doctors gave her no hope for all these cysts and nodules and things on her cat. It's pretty dramatic. So it's on the Facebook page. You'll get to see that one. So great stories, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And tonight we are celebrating 2 new directors. One in Helen and Tim's group under Jeannie, Candy, and I think everyone's seen Candy's posts on our Facebook page because she is cranking, and she went from manager to director in 9 days, which is pretty amazing. And then Coach Clarissa has a couple that will be on also. So we will be celebrating them tonight. And the newsletter will be going out today. And thank you, everybody. So wonderful job, Michelle, as always.
Thanks, Robin. Oh, we love this community. We love these calls, and we love each other. There's just so much love and light going around this group. So thank
Yeah.
you all for being here and joining us on every Monday morning.
One more
yeah.
comment that I forgot. Tomorrow, I'm hosting a call for about 100 doctors, and we have Dr. Nicholas on and Dr. Tom on that will be speaking to these doctors, and I'll have the recording available that you'll be able to share with whoever you want. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
That'll be coming soon, just to
Yay.
let you know.
All right. Thanks,
Thank you, thank
everybody.
you.
Have a beautiful, wonderful day and a wonderful week, and keep on patching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.